I try to keep up with the latest internet slang, the more I fail to understand the logic behind their usage. Certain words in the latest slang have existed for years, but now have been assigned a new meaning. And my beloved Oxford Dictionary roots find it very difficult to let go of the original definitions. Hello and welcome to Classmate Spell Bee Season 12, the biggest English spelling competition in India, presented by Classmate, co-powered by Nickelodeon Sonic and the Times of India. This is an initiative by Radio Mirchi. I'm your host, Sohali Khan, and I'm here with an absolutely new set of spelling stalwarts who shall duel to win the ultimate Spell Nobel. The winner shall be the bearer of Classmate Spell Bee's big, bright and shiny trophy. He or she will also win prize money worth 50,000 rupees on winning the semi-finals, that is, our round 3. While the national champion will receive 2 lakh rupees and a chance to attend the prestigious Scripps National Spelling Bee 2020 with a parent in Washington, D.C., along with the opportunity to visit the iconic White House. Before we dive into the nitty-gritties of the competition, I will share my frustration over the confusing new internet slang with you all. I confess, I've never really understood the popular meaning of the phrase, "it's lit." Well, if you too get confused, here are some examples of the latest slang that use existing words but with a newer definition. Number 1, dank. The actual meaning of this adjective is unpleasantly damp and cold. However, as a slang, dank is another word for awesome. For example, this Instapage shares some dank memes. Number 2, salty. I guess as the name suggests, we can all guess the original meaning. However, in the meme world, being salty means being bitter or being upset over a small thing. So for example, he was so salty after he lost the game. Number 3, burn. Now the original meaning suggests an injury caused by a flame or heat. But the slang meaning is to insult someone, usually in a comedic sort of way. For example, she told me I was a waste of oxygen. What a burn. Number 4, ghost. The dictionary meaning of ghost is an apparition of a dead person which is believed to appear or become manifest to the living, typically as a nebulous image. Now, this is the definition I grew up with, but now, ghost or ghosting is used as a verb. That means avoiding someone you've known or met recently so that they get the hint and stop contacting you. So, for example, Raj is so clingy, I think I need to ghost him. Number 5, extra. Now, the dictionary calls it an adjective, meaning added to an existing or usual amount or number. The slang lords use it as an adjective that suggests someone being over the top or dramatic. So, for example, my mom is so extra, she welcomes me home like Jaya Bachchan in K3G. Number 6, tea. The beverage Indians love with all their hearts now also stands for gossip, used often as a part of the phrases, "So what's the tea?" and "Spill the tea." Guess beans was not good enough. And now that all of you can better understand kids' photo captions and comments these days, we can go ahead and use some grammatically safe words as we begin the quest to find our next stellar speller. It's time for me to introduce our 4 genius speller fellas of the day. Our first contestant is Aritri Sen Gupta from Sri Shikshayatan in Kolkata. Our second contestant is Joanna Judes A from SPOA Global School in Chennai. Our third contestant is Ahilan Saxena from Delhi Public School Rohini in Delhi. And last but not least, we have Pari Sharma from Cambridge Court in Jaipur. Are you ready? But before we dive in further, I'd like to quickly shed some light on Classmate's philosophy. Classmate understands that each child is unique, and we encourage every child to keep this golden philosophy in mind whilst honing his or her future self. To be judged only on their merit and never anyone else's. To compete only with themselves and no one else. Classmate endeavors to help students perform better and be better through their fantastic range of stationery products such as notebooks, pens, mechanical pencils, math instruments, and art stationery. You can now also design your own notebook covers by visiting classmateshop.com. And now, let's introduce you to the 3 wise wizards, what we refer to as the Classmate Connect panel. These friendly faces and their brains will help you spell if you need them. They are all ex-contestants from previous seasons and they know everything that there is to know about Classmate Spell Bee. So in rounds 1 or round 2, if you need any help spelling a word, you can ask me. I will then connect you with the panel. They will be given 30 seconds to confer and spell out the word for you. And then you have a choice. You can either accept or reject their spelling. But remember, you can only use the Classmate Connect option once and only in rounds 1 or 2. So use it wisely. All right then, let's meet our Classmate Connect panel. Put your hands together for Shrija Malipudi from Vijayawada, who is the winner of Season 10. Mrinal Kuteri from Hyderabad, who was the national finalist in Season 8 and Season 10. And Anvi Yadav from Gurgaon, who was the second runner-up in Season 10. Good to see you guys. We're ready to rumble. And for the ones excitedly watching us sitting at home, we have something special for you as well. This time, you can also enjoy the excitement of spelling. All you have to do is download the My Classmate app available on Play Store and App Store, enter into the Spelling Challenge module, and go crazy on some spell magic. You'll be competing against kids from all across the country. By the time we here find our national champion, whoever stands on the top 5 on the app's leaderboard will be eligible to win a huge surprise gift. So the fun is only just starting. So download the My Classmate app now and let us begin the race to see who will be the ultimate spell Nobel. So before we dive into the competition, let me refresh the rules with you. The rules of round 1 are as such. I will ask each of you to spell 4 words. The first 2 are worth 5 points. The second 2 are worth 10 points. Of course, the words at this level of the competition are going to be tough, but you have made it to the top 16 spellers in the country. So I think you're up to the challenge. You can, of course, ask me for clues. You know what those clues are, the definition of the word, part of speech, usage in a sentence, and language of origin. Remember, your scores from round 1 will be carried over to round 2. And let me remind you, it is, at the end of the day, a competition. And at the end of round 1, unfortunately, somebody will be eliminated, and that person will be the lowest scorer of the round. In the event of a tie between 2 or more players, we will eliminate the person who used their Classmate Connect option earlier. If we still find ourselves in a tie, then the person who misspelled a word earlier in the competition will be eliminated. A tie still persists, then we will have to go to a decision on the buzzer. So without further ado, let's begin the quest to find our next stellar speller. And let's welcome to the podium our first contestant today, Aritri Sengupta from Sri Shikshayatan.
Apart from reading, I like to sing, listen to music, read and write stories. And the weirdest word I've come across is kuch, and it's basically a word of Welsh origin, and it means to cuddle.
How are you feeling?
Very nice.
Very nice.
But nervous and excited.
And let's get to know you a little bit better before we start. Have you thought about what you might want to be when you grow up?
Yes, I want to be an astronomer when I grow up.
So that's studying
Space.
space. Do you want to go to space?
No.
No, just study it from afar.
Yeah.
Sensible, I think. And I believe that you also are a classical singer.
Not actually, means I like to sing casually at home.
All the very best, Aritri. We'll start round 1 with you. Your first word is worth 5 points. And that word is memoir.
May I have its definition?
A historical account or biography written from personal knowledge.
Okay, and language of origin?
French.
So I would spell it as MEMOIR.
That is absolutely correct. Well done. We move to your second word in round 1, also worth 5 points. That word is abbacy.
Okay, so what is the definition?
The office or period of office of an abbot or abbess.
May I have its language of origin?
Latin via Middle English.
And it's a noun.
It is a noun.
May I have its usage in a sentence?
Sister Maria smiled at the Mother Superior as she walked out of the abbacy for the last time.
ABACEY, abbacy.
I'm afraid that's incorrect. There's another B. It's ABBACY. No matter, only 5 points lost, and 20 points still remain in this round to be scored. Aritri, your third word is now worth 10 points, and that word is dressage.
So it's a French word.
It is.
And may I have its definition?
The art of riding and training a horse in a manner that develops obedience, flexibility, and balance.
So I'd spell it as DRESSAGE, dressage.
Absolutely correct. Well done. And we move swiftly on to your fourth and final word in round 1, and that word is castanets.
What is the origin of the word?
Latin via Spanish.
May I have its usage in a sentence?
At her Sangeet, the groom's Spanish friends did a beautiful dance to the beat of castanets.
So I'd spell it as CASTANETS, castanets.
Very well done. Absolutely correct. I'm very pleased to tell you that at the end of round 1, Aritri, you have a very solid score of 25 points. Well played.
Thank you.
Please have a seat. So Aditri is off to a good start, and it's time now for us to move to our second contestant. And please put your hands together for Joanna Judes A from SBOA Global School in Chennai.
Apart from reading, I like to write stories, and I write stories about a fox. I want to become a structural engineer when I grow up.
Hi, Joanna.
Hi,
How are you?
fine.
What do you make of the round so far, the words that I asked Aditri to spell?
I think I knew 3 of the words.
3 out of 4 is not bad at all. It's a good percentage. Have you been on a competition like this before?
I've been in a competition called National Whiz Spell Bee.
And how did that go?
I got the 15th rank in the finals.
That's very good. There must be a lot of people who compete. And here you're in the top 16 already. So I think you're doing very well. Your parents must be very proud of you. Who's here with you today?
Both my parents are here.
They're here?
today.
That's your father over there?
Yes.
Hi, sir. How are you? So Joanna's obviously brilliant at spelling. Does she get that from you or from your wife?
She does a lot of reading.
She's fond of reading.
Yeah.
But have you helped her to prepare for the competition today?
Yeah, we do
You do?
together.
Joanna, I believe that you're also very talented in other areas, and you actually have written comic strips and you've invented a comic character.
Yes, actually, there's this orange fox called Mail, and he's a very troublesome fox. He always troubles others. Recently, I gave him 7 new friends.
7 new friends, other animals,
Yes.
not foxes.
One of them is a human.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe one day they'll be published and we can all read them.
Yes.
All the best to you. I hope that you do very well in this competition.
Thank you.
Joanna, your first word in round 1, worth 5 points, is sphinx.
Definition.
A winged monster having a woman's head and a lion's body.
Origin.
Greek via Latin via Middle English.
Is it SPHYNX?
I'm afraid that's incorrect. Off by just one letter. SPH, the difficult part you got right, and then it's I, not Y, which means we cannot give you points for that. Your second word, Joanna, also worth 5 points, is chasten.
Definition.
To discipline or punish.
Origin.
Latin via French.
Usage in a sentence.
It breaks my heart to have to chasten the very people who taught me the rules and regulations.
So it's CHASTEN.
That is absolutely correct. Well done. We move now to your third word, and now they're worth 10 points. Your third word worth 10 points is lobbyist.
Definition.
A person who takes part in an organized attempt to influence legislators.
Origin.
Latin.
Is it LOBBIEST?
I'm afraid that's incorrect. Classmates, would you like to try to spell lobbyist?
It's lobbyist.
That is correct. LOBBYIST is the accurate spelling. No matter. We still have one word remaining in round 1. Your word to spell, Joanna, is bursar.
And the definition.
A person who manages the financial affairs of a college or school.
Origin.
Latin via Middle English.
Usage in a sentence.
The bursar reluctantly informed the students that the school was in no position to host a fest that year.
Is it BURSOR?
I'm afraid it's off by just one letter. I thought you had it, but it's BURSAR, not OR, which means I'm afraid we cannot give you points for that, Joanna. At the end of round 1, your total stands at 5 points. Please have a seat. So since we were just talking about the internet, it is only fair to mention the hashtag. A hashtag on social media is a keyword or phrase preceded by the hash symbol. Hashtag Spellmaster, hashtag Spellbee, hashtag Classmate. You can even create your own branded hashtag. But did you know there exists a word to describe the hashtag? Here's a clue. The word incorporates the 8 corners on the symbol. We'll be right back after a short break. Hello and welcome back to Classmate Spell Bee Season 12, India's biggest spelling competition. Presented by Classmate, co-powered by Nickelodeon, Sonic and the Times of India. This is an initiative by Radio Mirchi. So before going on a break, we'd asked if you knew a word to describe the word hashtag. The answer is octothorpe. The name octothorpe is said to have been invented by an employee of Bell Laboratories in the 1960s in honor of the American athlete Jim Thorpe, with the octo part deriving from the symbol's 8 points. Hashtags today are used as a marketing strategy and not just a trend that needs to be adopted. You can categorize your social media posts based on topic, purpose, or marketing campaign using the symbol. Fascinating, no? So we've quizzed 2 of our 4 contestants, and now it's time for us to welcome to the podium our 3rd and only boy contestant today. Please put your hands together for Ahlan Saxena from Delhi Public School in Rohini.
My favorite word is scrumdiddlyumptious because it's a funny modification of scrumptious and it is a word invented by Roald Dahl. My favorite author is Dan Brown because his stories have a kind of suspense which make me lose track of the time and keep reading on and on.
Hi Ahlan, how are you?
I'm fine.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Like my hobbies are I do sketching and I also play tennis.
Are you good at tennis?
Yeah,
How many years have you been playing for?
4 or 5.
Not bad. Do you have a favorite tennis player?
I like Novak Djokovic.
Not a Federer fan?
He's also good, but
He is also good, yes. Bit of an understatement. All the best, Ahlan.
thank you.
Your first word in round 1, worth 5 points, is vermin.
May I have the definition?
People perceived as despicable, causing problems for society.
Origin?
Latin via French via Middle English.
I would like to spell it as VERMIN.
That is absolutely correct. Well done. Moving to your second word, also worth 5 points. That word is ciao.
May I have the definition?
Used as a greeting at meeting or parting.
CIAO.
That is absolutely correct. Well done. You're doing very well. 2 words remain in round 1. Your third word is worth 10 points now. And that word is forfeiture.
Definition?
The loss or giving up of something as a penalty for wrongdoing.
Origin?
Latin via French via Middle English.
FORFEITURE.
That is absolutely right. Well done. Very well done, Ahlan. You haven't set a foot wrong as yet. And if you spell this 4th word correctly in round 1, you'll have a perfect score of 30 points. All the best. Your word to spell is bezel.
Definition?
A grooved ring holding the cover of a watch face or other instrument in position.
Origin?
French.
Usage in a sentence?
He gasped in delight as he looked at the bezel through the magnifying glass and saw his father's initials inscribed.
BAZEL.
I'm afraid that's incorrect. Classmates, do any of you know how to spell bezel?
It's B-E-Z-E-L, bezel.
B-E-Z or Z-E-L is absolutely correct. That's what we were going for, which means, Ahlan, we cannot give you 10 points for that. But at the end of round 1, you have a very solid score of 20 points. Well played. Please have a seat. And now let's welcome to the chair Pari Sharma from Cambridge Court in Jaipur.
My favorite author is Agatha Christie because she is one of the best crime novelists. When I grow up, I would like to pursue zoology, and I also would like to be a social worker. I would like to improve the condition of animals in India.
Hi, Pari.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
I've been told that you are a bit of a prankster and you like to fool around as well. And since everyone is feeling very tense and serious over here, maybe you can lighten the mood and tell us when you've been naughty or how you've fooled around.
I love to fool around everywhere, even at school.
And do you play pranks on your teachers or just your fellow students?
Not on my teachers, of course, because I respect them.
And what about your fellow students?
I don't respect them.
Who's your best friend?
Check.
Check. Tell us one of the pranks that you've done.
One day we threw an aeroplane out of the class and it went out of the window and it came over some student's head
And he was all right?
yeah, he
Or
was,
she?
but
You haven't got any in your pockets right now, right? You're not carrying any model airplanes or
No.
any missiles. I wish you all the best. You know how round 1 works. 4 words to spell. the first word for you, Pari. That word is QWERTY,
Can you define it?
denoting the standard layout on English language typewriters and keyboards.
QWERTY.
Absolutely correct. It's hard not to smile when you recognize the word and you know the word. Your second word is also worth 5 points, and that word is baste.
Can you define it?
To pour fat or juices over meat during cooking in order to keep it moist.
Can you tell me the language of origin?
15th century unknown.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Don't try this recipe unless you're ready to stand and baste the chicken constantly for 45 minutes.
BAISTE.
I'm afraid, Pari, that's incorrect. No I, just BASTE is the accurate spelling. But no matter, the best mistakes are made early on, less to lose, only 5 points. 2 words remain in round 1. Your third word is now worth 10 points. And that word is abutment.
Can you define it?
A structure built to support the lateral pressure of an arch or span.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Behind the beauty of this bridge is the abutment that ensures it stands strong through the years.
ABUTTMENT.
I'm afraid that's incorrect. You added an extra T. There's only a single T, ABUTMENT. There's still one word remaining in round 1, and that word is worth precious 10 points. Your word to spell is valise,
Can you define it?
a small traveling bag or suitcase, pronounced valise.
Can you tell me the language of origin, please?
Latin via Italian via French.
VALLAISE.
I'm so sorry, Pari, that is the wrong answer. Classmates, how would you spell valise?
VELISE.
Is also incorrect. The accurate spelling is VALISE, which means we cannot give you points for that. At the end of round 1, Pari, your score stands at 5 points. Please have a seat. And that marks the end of a very stressful, very tense round 1. We will share the final scores right after this short break. But before we go, here's some food for thought. We often make some of the most common grammatical mistakes without even realizing it. We should never use revert back or reply back. It's just revert and reply. It's never comprises of. It's just comprises. Did a mistake is wrong, made a mistake is right. And you all should be right back if you don't want to make the mistake of missing out on a whole lot of brain food. So see you in a jiffy. And we're back on Classmate Spell Bee Season 12, home to the best of the spellers, presented by Classmate, co-powered by Nickelodeon Sonic and the Times of India. This is an initiative by Radio Mirchi. As of now, our 4 warriors battle to win in round 1 of today's competition, and it's time now for the scores. We have at the end of round 1, Aditri in the lead with 25 points. In second position with 20 points, we have Ahilan. In third position, we had a tie with 5 points apiece between Pari and Joanna. However, according to the rules, since Joanna made her mistake earlier in the round, I'm afraid that means your Spell Bee journey ends here. But it was a pleasure having you on the show. But thank you very much for being on the show. Let's put our hands together for Joanna. Thank you for being a part of the show. So round 1 is over, and we have 3 spell wizards who've made it to the next round. Annoying, isn't it? The overusage of the word like in a sentence, the words we always use or repeatedly use during conversation, even if they don't add meaning to what you're saying. These words are called crutch words and should be best avoided. For example, like, actually, basically, etc. And on a serious note, another one bites the dust in this intense competition. The peaks are getting higher, the slopes are getting steeper, and the horizon is still not clearly in sight. Which of these warriors will overcome the grind? Tune in tomorrow and find out for yourself. This is Sohali Khan signing off from Classmates Spell Bee Season 12, presented by Classmate, co-powered by Nickelodeon Sonic and the Times of India. This is an initiative by Radio Mirchi. And until tomorrow, au revoir, my friends.